At Team Toyota, they've been selling and servicing new and used Toyotas in your community for over 50 years, and you can reserve your next new Toyota with them today. You'll get a realistic timeline, and even in this crazy market, they won't charge you over MSRP. Or don't wait at all. With over 75 certified Toyotas, including a bunch of RAV4 and Highlanders, you can drive one home today. And you can always trust them to maintain your current vehicle. Their service and collision centers are high-tech, comfortable, and will save you time and money. Team Toyota can help you go anywhere you want, but they'll always be your hometown team. Just visit teamtoyota.net and choose from 3 locations in Langhorne, Glen Mills, or Princeton. Hello and welcome to the Phillies Talk podcast presented by Team Toyota. I'm Corey Seidman and he's Jim Salisbury. And Jim, the Phillies are 2 games into the season here. There's a lot of different ways that this opening series could have gone so far, but got to imagine that the Phillies and their fans are really happy with how these first 2 games have gone between, the power that we've seen out of a couple of the new guys, along with Rhys Hoskins in the 5 spot, and 2 starting pitching performances to begin the season by Aaron Nola and Kyle Gibson that, save for Nola's final inning, have been exceptional.
Yeah, a lot to feel good about. Hey, 2 games in, you're 2-0. Life is good, right? I know you're playing the Oakland A's, and you have to be realistic about this. They're a stripped-down team. They've peddled so much good talent. Matt Olson's gone. Matt Chapman's gone. Starling Marte is gone. Mark Canha is gone. They have about a $44 million payroll, which is about $200 million less than the Phillies have. The expectation in Oakland is to get through the season and, keep building. The expectation is in Philadelphia is to try to cash in on this big lineup, this very solid starting pitching staff, that high payroll, and honestly play in October, go deep in October. And I'll tell you what, Bryce Harper received his MVP award before the game, and there's 41,000 people here today, and he just fired up this place when he said something like, we're ready to go and let's have a party on Broad Street. And when you say Broad Street in this town, everybody knows what that means. It means one thing: a championship parade. So, it's okay to fantasize. It's what it's all about. This is what you play the game for, to win. And but I think everybody realizes 160 more of these things. And on Monday night, the schedule immediately toughens up, where you go from the Oakland A's to the New York Mets, division rival, big spenders, big talent. They have deep playoff aspirations, just like the Phillies. But this game Saturday afternoon was very entertaining because Harper told the crowd, let's have a party on Broad Street. And it was very amusing, and I wrote about it on the website. Kyle Gibson said, I heard him say that I have no idea where Broad Street is. And Nick Castellanos echoed those remarks and said that he also did not know where Broad Street was, but apparently the fans do, because he's sitting in the dugout and hearing the fans go crazy when Bryce evokes images of Broad Street. So 4-2 win. They're 2-0, and Saturday, for a lot of reasons. Castellanos, a big 2-run home run. Kyle Gibson, an exceptional performance on the mound. Bryce Harper, with his knack for the theatrics and firing up people with his actions and his words, made it for a very, very entertaining day at the ball game out here at the ballpark out here at Citizens Bank Park.
So you got to appreciate the honesty from Gibson and Castellanos there about not knowing where Broad Street is. That first inning at bat from Castellanos looks like a sight that we're probably going to see a lot over the next 5 years. He just, he extends his arms, gets a pitch that's low and out over the plate, and just kills it to center field for a 2-run home run after Bryce Harper had been hit by a pitch. Yeah. So Castellanos in both of these games has an extra base hit. He had the RBI double in his final at bat Friday, this 2-run shot. Kyle Schwarber set the tone on Friday with the first inning home run. I mean, 2 games into this season, the Phillies offense has performed as expected. We thought this was going to be like a thunderous lineup that had several different pockets that can hurt you. And that's what we've seen. Even a day like today, Gene Segura batting toward the bottom of the lineup, pops one.
Yeah, he's a valuable player, and if you can bring that type of down at the bottom third, that's big. And I suspect there's going to be times it's going to hit second as well. But Castellanos' home run was really it was really big because anytime you can put numbers up on the board early, it does wonders for your bench, relaxes people in your dugout, and puts and it does wonders for your starting pitcher too. Pitching with a lead, you go out there, you can really hone in and throw strikes. But what I really liked about it was Cole Irvin's on the mound, former Philly. He's on the mound for Oakland, and he gets 2 quick outs. Then he hits Harper on the elbow with a pitch. It came in on Harper, and it caught his back elbow. And so now there's 2 outs and a run around first, and Harper gets hit, and Castellanos makes him pay for it. So that's why he's here. If you pitch around Harper, or you hit him with a pitch, you walk him. Castellanos is there to make you pay, and that's what he did today. And first 2 games, Phillies hitters 1 through 5. That's Schwarber, Real Muto, Harper, and Castellanos, and Rhys Hoskins. They're 10 for 35 with 3 doubles, 3 homers, 9 RBIs, 10 runs scored, 7 walks. Pretty good.
That'll play.
Yeah.
So the Phillies enter Sunday going for the sweep. Zach Eflin is on the mound. Zach Eflin's a pretty big story coming into the year because we were uncertain going into camp whether or not Zach Eflin was going to be ready out of the gate. He is going to be ready out of the gate. And the Phillies are counting on him this season as a mid-rotation piece, a guy that they're expecting to be able to go out and make, 30-plus starts. That's a focus of Eflin's as well as he enters a contract year.
No question. He's got a kind of a template to follow here. Aaron Nola was exceptional for 6 innings yesterday. He hit a wall in the 7th, couple hits, hung a breaking ball, and all of a sudden his line doesn't look nearly as good, but he was really good for 6 innings. No walks, 7 strikeouts, had a great breaking ball when it was down in the zone. Great changeup too. And then Gibson today, 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks. So the starting pitching in 2 days, 13 plus innings is no walks and 17 strikeouts. Pretty good. So Eflin, needs to follow that template. A lot of talk about, and this is so fundamental, it makes you kind of shake your head a little bit, but there's just so much talk around this club right now, getting ahead in counts and throwing strikes. Well, like I said, that's fundamental. That's textbook. That's the way you play the game. But oftentimes in this era, teams get away from that. If you don't throw strikes and you walk people, you get hurt. Phillies are not walking people, even out of the bullpen. I think they have 1 walk, so that's a great thing. But you're right, big year for Eflin. He could be a free agent at the end. A little behind in spring training only because they were watching that knee a little bit, but it's sound. It's surgically repaired. It's in good shape. He's ahead of schedule. Not sure what his workload will look like tomorrow. I would bet they'll really start watching him around 50 pitches, 55 pitches, and see where he is. And this is where over the next 3 nights with Eflin, Suarez, and Wheeler, all of whom did not have that time to build their workload in the shortened spring training because they were behind out of the gate for different reasons. This is where guys like Bailey Falter and Nick Nelson and Christopher Sanchez are going to start, being in play here the next 3 days, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And Phillies, they were able to didn't have to dip deep into their bullpen these last couple games, so they should be in good shape.
However,
these next 3 games.
However, they did use Corey Knebel in both of these first 2 games, sure. And given the fact that this was an unusual spring training, it's funny that we're even talking about this 3 days into the season. But wouldn't you think that it's unlikely we'd see Corey Knebel in a save situation Sunday?
Well, I would highly doubt it, but I'm saying their middle relief is in good shape.
Of course.
To hand the baton to from Eflin to Eflin, Suarez, and Wheeler be able to hand the baton to Nelson, Falter, or Sanchez. But yeah, I would imagine Joe Girardi talked about that after the game today. his use of Corey Knebel. He said Knebel was adamant. He was ready to go and he wanted to go if needed. And that's the first reliever really all spring was going back-to-back days.
Mhm.
I'd be shocked if he's available tomorrow. I'd be shocked if Joe admitted that he wasn't available, but I'd be shocked to see him in tomorrow's game. So they have plenty of guys who can close out a ball game.
That's right.
And when you look down there, Hand has closer experience. Familia has closer experience. Alvarado has done it. Sir Anthony,
Yeah.
Sir Anthony has done it. So they'll have options to close out the ball game. The big thing is they hope they're in that type of situation. They hope they're not in it. They hope they have a big lead. But I mean, they want to be in the lead. I think their bullpen's in good shape to get through Sunday, and I would expect it to be used because they'll be watching Eflin and ditto for Monday and Tuesday against the Mets.
So, I mean, one of the major reasons that bullpen is in good shape going into the series finale is because Kyle Gibson just pitched such a gem on Saturday. He entered the 6th inning. He had only thrown 58 pitches. He had retired 14 in a row at that point. He was just locked in really from the get-go. And, this is a guy who is more of like the back-end starter, and you don't expect to ever see like 7 scoreless innings with 2 hits and 10 strikeouts out of that kind of guy. But that's what Kyle Gibson went out and did today. It was one of the very best starts of his career. And it sets the Phillies up nicely in this first series. Gibson's a guy who, like, if the Phillies were lining the rotation up the way that we would have thought entering the season, you'd think he would be like the 4th or 5th. He starts the second game of the season because, like you mentioned, there were 3 other players in the rotation who were a bit slowed in camp. But that was a great sign out of Kyle Gibson, who was like a mixed bag last year after the trade deadline. He was really good right away, and then he struggled in September. So that's it for the Phils, the first 2 games of the season there. They pretty much have dominated the Oakland Athletics, outscoring them 13-7 in these first 2 games. We've seen the offensive power kind of play out. We've seen 2 really good starting pitching performances as well, and some good signs out of the bullpen. Sir Anthony Dominguez in the season opener. We saw Corey Knebel lock things down in the 9th inning on Saturday. So the Phillies are 2-0. Zach Eflin on the mound Sunday. Thanks a lot for listening to the Phillies Talk podcast. We will catch you soon.